Okay, so Vinay and Arti we have here today. Both have completed amazing transformations in 2024. But why don't we rewind the clock a bit and go, middle of 2023, towards the end of it. What were the series of trigger moments that you guys had that led to you kickstarting your journey? Was it both of you? Was it one of you? Like, how did this all transpire?
Well, in our family, we have heart attack history, and something that my dad had. Well, he got a heart attack when he was about 50. And my brother got a heart attack when he was about 40. And basically, that sort of triggered me into, saying, I need to change my lifestyle. I need to really do something about it. So that's the reason we ended up with RNT.
So was it, did your brother have a heart attack recently and it made you reflect on your own health? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, just about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do when that happened? Because that was, say, 3.5 years ago. Started RNT at the start of this year. What was the journey before? What did it trigger you to start doing it initially?
I actually started training. I started going to the gym, working out. I wanted to become leaner, but I wasn't. I just wasn't able to. Arti joined me at the same gym. We were training together. Both of us getting stronger, but not getting leaner. We're just as big, and we needed to do something about it.
So basically, the gym we joined, it was called the Strength Lab. It's a strength training gym, and the coach Veron, he asked us to do our lipid profile first, and that's when we found out that Vinay's cholesterol was really high. So we needed to do some serious changes. We thought strength training alone would help, but he kept telling us that we need to go on a calorie deficit, but we had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
So we tried what we could, and then after that we said, okay, maybe let's try high cardio. So we did. Vinay was doing CrossFit, I was doing kickboxing, but again, nutrition was not factored in at all. So there was no results that we were expecting, what we wanted.
And when Vinay saw that result, were you doing it in a way to support Vinay on the journey, or did you have your own sort of trigger moment as well at a similar sort of time?
No, my trigger moment was just seeing Vinay's cholesterol being so high. And I was like, okay, I know Vinay's not going to do this RNT by himself.
Yeah.
And if I really want him to make some lifestyle changes, I'm going to have to do it with him. Because all along, I thought I'm vegan, I'm healthy, without realizing I was a junk vegan.
Yeah.
So, until we started the program and learning everything about the nutrition on the program is when we realized, oh, wow, we're really not healthy at all.
Interesting. So you almost kind of started RNT just as a support system, not realizing you had your own improvements to be made as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And how long have you been vegan for?
7 years.
Okay, cool. And out of interest, like my own personal interest, what was your trigger moment to go vegan?
So after I had my son, it just became more about the moral reasons, because nursing him was so difficult. And I said, well, why are we doing this to cows when we really don't need dairy, having milk or anything? And I'd been thinking about it for a while, but it just hit me really hard after I had my son.
Amazing.
And I decided that's it.
Was it like an overnight thing almost?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Vinay, what's your dietary requirements?
I'm a vegetarian. We actually swapped roles. So I was I never used to eat eggs as well.
Yeah.
And recently I eat eggs. She's a vegan. So.
Fine. So really interested in the psychology of like why did you feel you needed to help Vinay go through this journey? What do you think would have happened if, say, Vinay did this himself, and you weren't on the journey with him?
He wouldn't. He tried it.
Oh, really?
Because, during 2020, when he joined RNT, and then COVID hit. So we were in a complete lockdown. There was no gyms, nothing available. And here the airports closed down. So there was no way we could leave and just before they closed down, my son and I moved to Kenya. So he was here by himself trying to figure out the cook food and everything by himself, and he gave up, I think, within a month.
Yeah. I mean, there was no gym open. I couldn't even go and buy equipment because no shops were open. It was like an overnight blanket.
Complete lockdown.
So it was impossible.
Yeah, amazing. I think it's great when couples do it together because there's just more accountability, there's more support. How did you guys figure out at the beginning? Like, what was a typical day before, and then like how did it change, and how did you overcome that lifestyle change for the both of you? Especially, and also, whilst just on that question, for you, Arti, because your reason was Vinay, how did you approach it accordingly?
I was just literally doing it as a support system from the beginning until I started seeing my, changed my transformation slowly. And I was like, wow, this is really great. I feel great. My energy was so much better. The way the whole nutrition, the meals and everything was planned out was so great. And I struggled because Vinay could never eat the same food every day or even for 2 meals. So I was literally going through recipe books every day to make something nutritious but tasty for Vinay every single day.
He's a high maintenance man, isn't he?
Yeah, I think the first 2 weeks, the clean the palate was like, first of all, the portion was like, wow, what is this? But it got better. It got better. The food, the same food, perfect. No complaints anymore.
I know, I love it. He eats the same food every day.
Okay, so it was just that was before when you with regards to like the recipe books and you scrolling through, that was pre-RNT before you. Okay, interesting. So then when you go, what changed for you then, Vinay? Because that's obviously a big sticking point for many people. It's like, the idea I've got to eat the same food. Like, how does that work? I love variety. I need something different out of the recipe book each day.
I think the big why, like my why was I need to change, and I think that's the reason why I just went all in the end. I think the first 2 weeks were definitely a big struggle for me. Eating, I think she tried to make a few things and it wasn't working. And then she tweaked a few recipes. She made her own recipes as well, which kind of worked. And actually, I think we're yet using the same recipe today. I mean, after 8 months.
Amazing. So we've gone through cleaning the palate. Now walk us through the journey of the process phase for you guys. Like, how is it balancing work, family, social life, with this whole new lifestyle change?
For me, I wake up, like now it's just a routine. I don't even need an alarm system. I wake up at 5 sharp or 4:50, and basically I'm dashing to the gym. So I get it over and done with early morning. And then I'm back just in good time so that I get about 30 minutes with my little one, Shiv. And then we walk, and both of us walk together to school. So we get our steps done as well. Before we used to drive, so big change there already.
Yeah,
so we get our steps done for at least 5,000 steps. I've counted approximately.
Yeah.
So it works really well. And then, I don't know.
Yeah, so then he walks me to the gym. I go for my training and then he comes back. So by the time we're done with that morning, it's half the steps done for the day.
And did you kind of just stumble on this routine, or did you try a bunch of different things?
Well, we have to get the steps in. So we said, well, we might as well start from early in the morning. So it's easier to.
Yeah, I think initially we were trying to do this, like I was trying to do the steps at night in one shot. And obviously that wasn't working, or I was working, but I was completely finished by evening. So to break it down made sense.
Question for you, Vinay. I know you had a trigger moment around your brother's heart attack 3.5 years ago, and then you tried a few things, didn't quite work out when it did. What changed last sort of Christmas time, last November, December, that made you think, right, I'm ready to go all in on something again?
So I think we met one of the doctors, and he kept on telling me, Vinay, you need to start statins. You need to start them now. And I was like, I'm not starting them. There's no way I'm going to take them. If I can avoid them, then why not, And I think that's the reason it sort of changed. I had to go all in. I had to do whatever it takes to not take them.
What does all in mean to you guys? Because I said, you've probably heard me say it loads of times, right? Like, go all in. But what do you guys interpret from that? Like, how did you?
So for me, it's like all in meaning I'm not going to deviate. I have one focus. I need to go for the end game, which is get leaner. Hopefully, with getting lean, my cholesterol will reduce, and I'll be much more. Hopefully, at that end point, then I can continue that sort of lifestyle without taking steps. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it was all in was just literally put the blinders on, trust the coaches, they know what they're talking about, and just listen to them because, I've been following RNT on social media since 2017.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I've been seeing all the transformations, but again, I thought I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Until I sort of.
What was your click moment then?
I think when I started seeing weight loss, but the funniest click moment actually came much later in the process was when I was trying to touch my toes and my belly was not in my way anymore.
Oh, wow.
So I was stretching at the gym and I was like, oh, wow, there's something missing. There's a chunk of fat missing. So it felt really good. I was like, okay, this is really working.
And why did you feel like, when you say you felt healthy, you felt fit, you felt like I didn't need to change anything? What was what was the story you were telling yourself?
It was being vegan, I thought I was already cutting out a lot of the health issues that you would get, and all my health markers were always okay.
Fine.
So I really didn't think I needed, and I was pretty energetic. I used to do a lot of yoga and kickboxing, so high cardio stuff. And I really thought I was okay.
Okay. Yeah, amazing. Walk us through some of the challenges that you guys faced en route to Checkpoint.
Well, I didn't have a challenge. I love it. I actually, the way the whole nutrition and everything was planned out, it was perfect. Like I told you, from day one till the grind phase, I was not hungry.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. You were struggling with eating too much food, weren't you?
Yeah, on 900 calories, I was still struggling to finish my 900 calories.
Yeah.
So it was the best, well planned out diet. So you're never hungry and you're losing weight. What could be better than that?
Yeah, it's the dream, isn't it?
So I actually didn't. I loved the training. I loved the coaching calls and all the knowledge around everything, from nutrition to mindset to training. All the knowledge we've gained from the program has been amazing, and the coaches are just phenomenal. They're just amazing. Yeah, and I like that nothing was sugar coated. It was just told up front.
Yeah, it's the reality. Yeah. Vinay, what about yourself? Was it a similar sort of experience, or did you have more challenges?
Not exactly. It wasn't as smooth sailing as for her. I have a sweet tooth, and I never actually thought about it. Like when I started RNT, I was reflecting back, and I was like, wow, I've always been a very, very poor eater, but an amazing snacker. That's what I put it down to. So, and I was reflecting, I was like, wow. And then obviously having a sweet tooth, the first 2 months, it's craving a chocolate. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Then I started trying to have those dark chocolates. And it kind of, I've acquired a taste now. But, that whole change, how bad we were to how good you have to be, the mindset needed to reset itself. And that took about 2 months for me before I started putting in much more effort and actually following every single thing.
And what about with travel? Because you had a fair bit of travel, right? Especially in the months leading up to your Checkpoint.
Yes. So when I was traveling, I actually followed the plan, more or less. Actually, what we did was she put my protein powder, ready packs. And so all I had to do was either mix water and I took my oats. I think the whole thing was ready. All I had to do was just put water.
You didn't even have to think about what you were eating. You didn't even think about what you were eating.
Yeah. So it was all planned out. And the good thing is wherever you go, wherever you travel, you're always going to walk somewhere. And all I needed to do was do double the steps. So that was easy to do. The most difficult was definitely a couple of days here or there. I was training, but there were days when I was traveling too much that it was just impossible to train. But I would make sure that the nutrition was on point and the steps were done.
With your nutrition, when you had like meals out of your control, what sort of approach would you take there to keep yourself on track? Were you traveling for business, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like when I went to China, I was just having vegetables and tofu. So it's easy
I've heard it's quite hard to be vegetarian in China. Is that right? Was it more vegan that's difficult there?
No, it's really easy actually, because you see, tofu is a part of their diet, and they eat a lot of vegetables, boiled vegetables anyway. So those two, it's perfect. And in the morning, it was just the 3-egg omelette or something. So it was perfect.
Okay, amazing.
My cooking, yeah.
So walk me through the experience of your photo shoots then. I know they were done at different times. I think you did yours a month or two before Vinay. Walk us through the experiences, what it was like to see the pictures for the first time. Doing it as a family as well. I know you got some really cool family shots. I think the one of you guys, like, is it on each other's shoulders? I thought that was really cool, the three of you. So yeah, walk me through the experience.
So I never wanted to do a photo shoot.
Same.
Really? The way you guys take your photos, you'd expect you're like models.
No, it was never. I told Ivan from the beginning, I don't want to do a photo shoot. I'm just doing this to get to photo shoot condition, but I don't want to do a photo shoot. But then in the end, I saw a lot of the people who were having their photo shoots around the time as my checkpoints, and I was like, okay, maybe this could just be like a reward for myself, not for anything else. But it was actually quite fun. Yeah. It was great. We found this really amazing photographer who's also the manager of a gym. And he was such a nice person. So it was a lot more fun than stressful, because I cannot stand in front of the camera. I hate it.
You did a great job. Yeah, you did a great job.
Thanks. Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I'm not doing it. And then obviously she did the photo shoot. And that particular day sort of changed my mindset as well. And I was like, okay, maybe I should reward myself. And, this is the only time I'm going to take a photo of this photo shoot condition. And so I said, yeah, why not? And that changed my mind.
Amazing. And how have you found consolidation / early investment since then? A couple months into it, 3-4 months. What's it been like? Because I know you guys are traveling like crazy through September, October. Right. It's not the easiest time to do it. So yeah, tell me the experiences post checkpoint so far.
So the day after my photo shoot, I traveled to Kenya for 3 weeks. It was weddings and everything, all the socials. And it was not as difficult as I thought it would be, because I just made sure that I'm back up to CTP phase and I'm going to follow the nutrition as strict as possible. And I had discussed it all with Ivan, and I just stayed as strict as I could. So it was actually great. I was struggling to eat, and I still am struggling to finish my calories now. But it's better now with the consistency of training and everything. So those 3 weeks were okay. And then I came back and Vinay had his photo shoot.
Yeah. So she gave me time to go all out on training. So during the last 2 weeks, I was doing morning gym, evening gym, morning gym, evening gym. So I was doing cardio in the evenings and weight training in the morning. So it really worked out well.
Yeah, I remember on one of the coaching calls, I think you were telling me, and I was like, I think are you not overdoing it? And you're like, I'm just going all out.
Yeah. And then October, we were out. We were in India for 2 weeks, and we came back and then went to Mombasa for a week. And that was just Indian weddings, which was the amount of food and temptations, and I was really worried for both of us because that was the testing point.
I think that the India wedding, definitely I was really worried. But when I saw the food, like not just, there's like 20, 30 varieties of food, I was just like automatically full. I just couldn't even eat it. So, I was completely fine. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I was just seeing the oil and in the food, but it was I think we managed it really well because I'd got these snacks, high protein snacks, which I checked the calories with Ivan, and he said, "Yeah, this is perfect. Just use these." So I used those and just some vegetables and salads on the side, and we'd packed our protein, weighed out everything, little packets for every day. So it was very easy.
That's my overnight oats, more or less. Yeah.
So you took overnight oats with you, and then what was the snacks that you took? What were they called?
They're they're a high protein snack made with soy chunks.
Okay.
You get them on, they're made in India. So I just ordered them on Amazon India.
Oh, are they like bites? They're
called Proman.
Yeah, I think I've seen them in India. They're from India, right? Yeah, I think I've seen those before.
Yeah.
My sister got them.
Really
yeah, I mean, so my sister got me those when I went to Mumbai with her. So you guys took overnight oats, the protein snacks, and then you had certain rules that you followed when you were out and about?
Yeah.
What were the rules that you followed?
So for me, drinking before, not drinking now, alcohol. And I had 1 or 2 shots just with my cousins, just literally, but the entire wedding, nothing. Otherwise, it's completely dry. But then I, had soda water and water, more or less.
And how did that feel, like being in an environment where there's alcohol flowing, food's flowing? Maybe before you used to, not back the beers, especially with the family and the cousins and the boys. Maybe this is more directed to you, Vinay. How did it feel this time? To potentially, just have the soda water. How did it feel? Both like, what did you think? Did you think, oh, what are they thinking, or did you? What was that process like? Because that's quite an identity shift, right?
Yeah, I think definitely all my cousins or uncles or whoever, have a drink. That's the normal thing they would everybody would say at a wedding. And I was like, sorry, I don't drink anymore. And I'm just having soda water. And they were like, what? It's like, yeah. And that was it. Some people obviously, were like forcing me to have one. And then obviously with the bride and groom had one shot of, I don't know if it was vodka or gin or something, or tequila, sorry. And, but it didn't really appeal to me. I think I've not drunk this entire year, so it didn't really appeal that much to me. I'm done with that now.
I think because of Vinay's, his jolly nature, everyone just laughed it off, thinking, he's just making fun of himself, the fun that he doesn't drink anymore. So it actually wasn't too bad.
Yeah, they probably didn't realize you're being serious. Is that Yeah. So what does that lifestyle solution look for you guys now in the coming years? I know you guys have secured your positions for RNT Advanced. Like, what are you guys looking to accomplish now in your lifestyle solution? What does that look like? Where do you want to get to with your reward phase? Have you done much thought on this? I'm assuming you guys have thought about it. What does that look like for you, and where do you want to get to with that lifestyle solution?
So actually, I was just thinking about this yesterday. My why to join was obviously to support Vinay, but now my why has changed so much because I was listening to the awards call. And,
nice. Yeah.
So my why has actually really changed a lot because I really didn't think that I could, initially we're like, okay, we'll drop about 4 to 5 kilos. That should be fine. Never thought we'd drop this much weight. And I was just like, if I can do this, what's stopping me to do anything else? And, just trying out, even at the gym when training, just making sure I train to failure. adding weight or whatever. But it's also been great because even now with our son Shiv, if he's too scared or he doesn't want to try something, like, what's stopping you? Just try it. I don't want to say I can't. I don't want to hear I can't. I just want to say, yes, I'll try it. So yeah, that's now my new why. Why say no when you can just give it a go?
Nice. So like pushing yourself in different areas. What sort of areas of life are you going to apply that to?
So for now, it's been with work. I've always been very shy to be in front of the camera and talk or do workshops and stuff. But now I'm trying to do more workshops, like conduct workshops, which has always been, I always procrastinate about that. But yeah, I'm trying to do more of those. Just public speaking has always been a fear for me, but now I'm trying to work on that.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah.
This is easier. I don't have more people looking at me right now.
So you're like, your why has evolved. I think that's one thing I spoke about in the awards ceremony. Is like your why that you come in with is different to the why you evolve with. So you're starting to support Vinay, and now it's like pushing your own boundaries in different parts. Amazing. I love it. Yeah. And what about yourself, Vinay? Like, has your why evolved? What does the next stage of the journey look like for you?
Yeah, I think starting this journey and where I am today, thanks to Chloe, thanks to RNT, definitely, I never thought I could. We went to South Africa in December last year, and we're doing clothes shopping. And you won't believe, I bought 32 waist trousers. She's looking at me. She's like, "Are you sure you're going to drop weight?" I was like, "No chance." I'm ready for failure,
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, why should I, buy smaller clothes? And I bought the same size. And obviously they're massive today. But that change. And then the other thing is, today I've always been very sporty, but now I'm just going back 20 years, remembering that I used to do mountain climbing before. I can do it today. So I've started training again for mountain climbing. And I also play sports. I play badminton once a week. And now I've started playing padel once a week as well. So, yeah.
Well, why did you think you were going to fail? Even though you had Arti on your side?
Yeah, I mean, both of us, we were training before as well. And we weren't losing weight. And this sort of yo-yo has happened for a long time. And I think I didn't have confidence in me, to actually progress. I thought, yeah, I'll try, maybe 4 or 5 kilos I might drop. But yeah, definitely trusting the process of RNT. Yeah, the proof is in the pudding now. Yeah.
Well, walk me through some of those results that you shared with me just before we hit record today.
What? Sorry. Yeah. So basically, that one for sure. I think my cholesterol was very high 2 years ago. And today I went and did the test, and it's much lower. Yet some work to be done, but I think I've halved it or less than halved it. So yeah.
The total cholesterol dropped so much, and the doctor couldn't imagine that. She was wondering as well, how has it dropped this much without medication? So it's all thanks to RNT and the journey.
Amazing. How's the physical been the vehicle for you both?
Okay, so for me, definitely confidence boost. I'm much more confident now than I was before. Over the year, I have been able to manage stress levels very well. I just, take it all out at the gym, and it's worked really well for me. And finally, I think, like I mentioned, I was very sporty as a child, and now I'm just, venturing back into that athletic side, and seeing how I get on. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, sorry, come.
No, before just to continue on that, what was the confidence allowed you to do? so far?
Sorry?
Where have you noticed your confidence levels higher?
I think definitely, I feel confident, I feel stronger. And, when I go for meetings, everybody's like, oh, you're looking all right. What have you been doing, And so it's just boosted that confidence. Yeah.
Amazing.
I think, in the way you look, I think even in the way you manage your stress.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a lot of travel and a lot of meeting. You run your own business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And Arti?
For me, I think the physical's been fatal in the way the why has changed, like I mentioned. So it started off as supporting Vinay, but now it's become so much more. And, my transformation, my confidence as well. And I just because with my work as well, it's all about helping others. So inspiring others. I mean, I've had a lot of my clients who are now following RNT. A couple have already joined RNT as well.
Yeah.
Just inspiring people, and my son as well. And the funniest story, last week, my son had gone to a friend's house for a play date, and I packed some lunch for him, and I told him, eat what my friends made for him as well. But then when he came home, I asked him, what did you have for lunch? And he said, oh, I ate what you'd packed. And I said, why? And he's like, well, the other food was just carbs, and I need protein, Mom. So it's like, it was just rice and vegetables. There was no protein in that food, and you'd packed protein for me, so I needed my protein today. I was like, okay, something's rubbing off. So
future bodybuilder there.
Yeah.
You find yourselves more active as a family?
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah.
Even this, just walking in the morning to school and back. It's even our son is just, Mom, which dog should we take for a walk today to school? So, because we have 3 dogs, so each one every day.
Amazing.
So, it's great.
What almost kept you from joining about a year ago?
For me, definitely fear for failure. I was like, I could join, but I'm gonna fail. And I think that was, I was yes, no, and Arti's like, we're joining, and I was like, okay, let's go for it. And we started. We booked a call and we joined.
How did you overcome that fear of failure? Like, outside of Arti pushing you, that's one thing, but you still gotta internally do it yourself, right? So you don't just secret eat or fall off the plan or whatever it may be, because we've seen that happen. So what how did you overcome that?
Looking at her transformation halfway, and then obviously you RNT keeps on posting different transformations of different people, and that sort of gives you a boost. Yeah, I want to get there. And you push yourself, and that's exactly how I push myself towards the end.
But I think also when you saw your weight dropping, you're like, yes, it's possible, it's working. I can get to that. I can do this. Yeah.
I think in July, none of my trousers were fitting me. The belt was like, I needed extra holes. So I was like, oh, okay. So we have a problem.
What have you done with those trousers from South Africa?
They're just lying there.
We need to get the tailor. We need to get to the tailors.
They're all lying there. So
it's the unfortunately added expense that comes with something like this.
Yes.
Okay, so January is coming around. Lots of people are thinking about their fitness journeys. New RNTers starting their own journeys. A couple of your friends are probably in that cohort as well. What piece of advice would you give to them having a year into the journey that they need to keep top of mind as they kickstart in January?
I think very important, you have a process that works, tried and tested not only on us, but so many examples that you have. I think more than 4,000, right? And it works. So just follow the process. Simple. I don't know.
So one of the best things I found about RNT is that you've done all the thinking for us. So there's nothing like, oh, how much protein does this have, or how much, what will this affect my this? So you have everything on there in terms of any questions we have, the questions to answer, but you have articles to back it up. Everything, all the information is there. So if you doubt if any of the people are doubting anything, just talk to the coaches. They know what they're talking about. Trust the process. It's very cliche, but trust it. And yeah, you guys have been in this for so long that you know exactly what you're talking about. So just listen to the coaches.
Amazing. And I asked the question on the awards ceremony was, where do you want to be a year from now? What's your answers to that question?
A year
Can I answer
from
for you?
yeah.
He wants to be on whatever space camp.
Oh yeah, amazing. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Did you hear me talk about that thing? We've had quite a few people do. We had Killy.
Yeah.
We had Everest Base Camp. We had a couple of people do that last month as well, and I think the month before as well. So it seems to be a popular goal. Yeah. Amazing. You got it planned for next year?
Yeah, I think next year there's a possibility, but 26 maybe. Otherwise,
to train for it next year. Amazing.
Yeah.
Next year we'll do local mountains.
We're deciding to do a lot of local mountains. So within Uganda and Killy in Kenya.
Yeah, fantastic. And are you going to do that together, the Everest Base Camp? Yeah, amazing. And what about yourself, Arti?
Well, again, I have fear of heights. So climbing a mountain is going to be facing a fear. So yeah, hopefully do that together.
Maybe you can do a bungee jump.
No, not that. Not there.
Do they do them in Africa? Are they quite good? They're good spots to do it there.
Yeah, I think there's one in Zimbabwe, right?
Yeah,
a very big one
at Victoria Falls.
Yeah, beautiful, amazing. Thanks so much for sharing your story, guys. Any final words for the listeners?
Don't think, sign up.
Yes, it's the best investment you can do for yourself.